Okay everybody, so this is the tool trailer. Now, what I need to do is make some cubbies and a shelf and a place for everything to sit where it's not gonna roll around and everything when I'm driving this thing on the road. So right now I have everything just sitting in here off to one side. This whole side is gonna be left open. This is gonna be for all my materials and furniture that I build, sheets of plywood, things like that I'm transferring to wherever it's gotta go. The tools will stay in this position here, inside those little cubbies, and the shelves will be for all my nail guns and things like that. Okay, so put some D-rings there. You can see I have a scaffold in the back, ladders and step ladders on the side and the back there. Tool belts hanging from these hooks here. Install the hooks, air hose. I'm gonna need a place for my compressor, so I'm gonna leave the miter saw here, and the table saw is gonna stay towards the front. That's gonna try to help me distribute the weight a little bit. Okay guys, so I'm using all scrap plywood for this, what I have kicking around the shop. This way I can make this a budget build, and I'll get started by cross-cutting it to 47.5 inches. That's the height I need for the base unit. Since I have a major project going on in the main part of my shop right now, I'm going to have to use all my job site tools and build this whole thing in the garage as if I was building it on site away from the shop. Right where I need to mount these walls of the base unit, there's a cross member in the trailer, so I'm just going to cut a 3/8 inch notch into the plywood so it fits snugly underneath it. And that's just the fit that I was looking for. Now I'll use my miter saw to cross-cut all my nailers and spacers. And if you're wondering what happened to my other job site miter saw stand that I built, I actually gave it to a friend who was in need of a stand and couldn't afford one. But since I've had this DeWalt contractor stand for quite some years now, I'll just go back to it for a while. If I need to build another one, I always can. I might even just modify this current stand that I have. First thing I want to do is attach the back nailer or cleat to the trailer itself. I pre-drilled the holes into the studs there, and now I'm going to use sheet metal screws, self-tapping, to go into those holes. Next, what I'll do is bring the shelving unit sides up to the cleat, screw it in from the sides, and then I'm going to attach the bottom cleat so I know exactly where that's going to sit to keep everything level and plumb. And then I'll bring the other side up, we'll screw that in. That'll keep everything plumb all the way down, and it will keep and maintain my width that I'm looking for. Once I have the top of the sides screwed in, I can attach the bottom to the bottom stretcher. Once I have all the sides in place, I can screw on the top shelf. This will tie everything together and keep it real rigid. Since the miter saw is going to be sitting low on the floor, I want to attach some cleats to the side of that unit and put a shelf there and store my compressor and some nail guns above it. So I'll cut the cleats now with my miter saw. Before I put the miter saw in its final home, I want to just put the other tools in its place and make sure no other adjustments need to be made before I install the shelf. I want these cleats and support rails for the shelf to be 24 inches high. That gives me an inch of clearance, inch and a half of clearance for my miter saw when it's folded up, and that's going to sit here on the floor. So I'm just going to use this as a spacer block. It's 24 inches, this piece. And I'm going to put it up against there. Put the cleat a little bit back. One screw. stick a level on it. And level it off. Okay, do the same to the other side. I'm going to screw in this lip here, and on the side another lip. This way I can stack my nail gun cases and things like that, and they won't shift around. Okay guys, so obviously it's a work in progress still. I still have an open space here that I want to build some cabinets and put all the screws, nails, and drill bits and things like that. Little trinkets that, you know, can't fall around because it'll have cabinet doors. I got some space here. I'm going to put a pull-out drawer over here. I'm going to leave this space open. This way I have a lot of clearance for the table saw. This side here is going to stay open because this is where all the material is going to go when I pick up material, when I drop off material at a job, or when I'm bringing furniture that I build or cabinets that I build, or any kind of material to a job site, trim moldings, things like that. This is a 6x12 trailer, so I have plenty of room for some long moldings. It is a V-nose, and I'm going to take the camera off the tripod now. I'm going to walk you through it so you can get a little bit of a better idea as how I sorted it out. Okay, so the first thing I did was put my job site miter saw stand up against the wall in the corner there and strap it down to the shelving unit so it doesn't move. That's really tight in there. I'll show you in a second. I couldn't determine what I was going to do to keep that miter saw in place on the bottom. So what I did was a little bit of room here, a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch, so that I have a little play in there. The miter saw can't come out. I put it on both sides, but I can lift it over those blocks and pull the miter saw out when I need it. Now, as far as this, you can see here, I have a bunchy strap, and that thing is tight. It's not moving even off the wall at all. The whole trail is moving when I try to shake it. Up here, I just have various levels. My laser level, this is a 7-foot level. I have 48-inch level. My 24-inch and my 16-inch are in my tool bag, and my pocket level's in my tool belt. My various nail guns, jigsaw with a coping foot. This is a crown stapler, and you come down here and you can see in the back this is my 2-story scaffold, which I'm glad fits in here, and those are the outriggers for it. When you put it up on the 2nd story, you need those outriggers so it doesn't tip over. Really safe scaffold. I might do a video on this one day if I have time. My ladders, step ladder and expandable ladder, which is a really good Werner. Those are held in by D-rings. These D-rings didn't come with the trailer. I installed those. So I put one there. I put one there that shares the hook of the scaffold and the ladders. This way I didn't waste any of the D-rings. And also for the material, this is the door. When I put full sheets of 4x8 plywood in here, it slides in here real nice and it sits on that wall, and then I hook up the shackle from that D-ring to this D-ring, and it holds everything in place. And I'm going to do that also with cabinets and furniture, and that's why I'm keeping this wall empty. For weight distribution, I have most of the weight here in the front and some of the weight in the rear, offset with the miter saw, and we're going to test it out, go on the road and see how it handles. The way I had it just thrown in there and I was driving around, it was actually fine. So I'm going to assume that now that everything is not moving around and shackled in place, it's not going to be any worse. So there's the skylight right there. Eventually I'm going to put maybe along this wall here or along this wall over here at the top. I might install a battery powered fluorescent light because this light that they give you here is not very bright, but it only operates when it's hooked up to my truck. When, you know, if I come out here, you know, at nighttime and it's sitting in my driveway and I need to get something out of it, I want to be able to turn a light on. And up here I just put in some regular wire hooks, or anchor hooks if you want to call them. That's just various power cables, my air hose, that's a 50-foot Milwaukee flexible hose, that's a great hose, and my tool belt. And I just got this tool belt because my original tool belt that I had for over 20 years actually broke on me the other day. So I'm gonna do a review on that, and I'm also gonna do like a what's in my tool belt type of video. So if you guys are interested in that, leave a comment, let me know. And there's my messy garage. And that's it, guys. So this was a very productive video. I hope you guys got something out of it. Hope everybody liked it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button most of all. That's important. This way you get notified every time I upload a video. And I'll see you guys next time, either on the road or in the shop.